Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Welcome to 2024. We're back. We're here. We're good. I hope the holiday period was really great for you guys. Santa was good. You had a good New Year's. This year apparently has started off very, very crap for a lot of people. But there is a huge change coming this year. So if you are going through crap at the moment, think of it as this is the dark before the dawn. Things are going to get good. Okay, so we're back into it. Once again, you choose pile 1, 2, or 3, whichever one you're attracted to, whichever number, whatever resonates with you. Pick that and let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so if you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. Okay. Alright, so this is the House and Home card. This is the Wish card. It is upside down, unfortunately, which does mean that there is a reality check coming, okay? There is something that I feel like that this is talking about. There is a plan of yours or something that you're working towards or have been working towards for a while now. It's not going to pan out. So there is a need to change directions. There is a need of a reality check. It's not saying, this isn't saying that you'll, hypothetically, let's say you're starting your own business or you've been working on your own business and it hasn't picked up yet. This is kind of saying, look, it's not going to be what you want it to be right now. It's going to take time. So if you're relying on this business as a source of income or a source of security, you may need to look at getting a part-time job or an actual full-time job and coming back to this at a later date, okay? Now, this isn't plans that we have now to put into place. These are things that we've already put into place. Something's not working out. It's not good. It's kind of like you may be in a relationship. It may be a relationship and you're like, oh, this is going to be perfect. This is the person I'm going to end up marrying and blah, blah, blah. But there's the reality check that, you know, there's been too much fighting. There's been too much disconnect between the two of you. The reality is that this person may not be the person that you're going to end up with. So there is that reality check coming. And look, people are probably sighing and like, oh, of course, and this is crap. But sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need the universe to kick us in the butt and go, look, this isn't the direction for you. This isn't going to bring you happiness. This may be what you want with your head, heart, and soul right now, but it's not what's going to bring you happiness, so we need to change direction. Think of it like when you're a young teenager and you fall in love. This is the person, you know, it's the love of your life. It's always the love of your life. 20 years later, when you look back, you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking? It's that sort of a situation that you need a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. And look, this isn't anything totally bad. This isn't going to destroy your life, destroy your world, destroy what you are working towards. It might simply be, look, you know, you've got this business that, again, we're going with that as a metaphor. This business you're starting up, well, maybe you're doing it in the wrong location. You need to do it in this place. Maybe instead of having a shop in Sydney, you need to go to Fairfield and have a shop there. And there's just something here that is like, this is a wish card. This is the home card. Heart. The home is where the heart is. This is upside down. It's saying that there is a change there that is coming. Okay, so above all else, if you're planning on moving or buying or anything like that, leave it for a couple of months. That's just what I'm getting. Don't look at moving just yet. But this is giving up something that isn't working out. Okay, now the first card over is the health card. This is upside down. Now this isn't negative, okay? There isn't a negative aspect to this card itself. It's what I pick up as the reader. When it is upside down, we're talking more about mental health, okay? I feel like that there is improvement coming for you. I feel like that there's a lot of being overwhelmed at the moment, things not stopping. It's just like one thing after the other. Not necessarily major things, but it's just like, come on, just give me a break. What I want to say to you is it's kind of like the universal battery in us, or the universe, whatever. It's kind of flat at the moment. All the energy has been used up for the end of year, okay? We need to give that battery time to recharge with this positive energy. And that's what I'm trying to say to you at the moment. If you are feeling overwhelmed and all that, just breathe. Take one thing at a time. Know that everything's going to work out, because it is. It always does. in one form or another. If this is money, paying bills, if this is stress about, just remember those numbers, that money that you owe or whatever that people are chasing you for, it's numbers on a spreadsheet in a computer somewhere. That's all it is. There are ways around it. There are payment plans, there are extensions, there are ways to deal with all of this stuff, okay? So don't get overwhelmed and don't be just like, oh, it's another thing. Yeah, we can feel that way, and that's true. But if you keep in that headspace, you're going to keep attracting negative things. So it is kind of like, yep, you know, do that thing where you write down on a piece of paper, this bill has been paid in full. You know, manifest that money, manifest that energy that everything is going to be fine and everything's paid off, okay? This, like I said, is an improvement in mental health. So this is you getting on top of things, you being able to go, you know what? Everything can just off. I'm going to clear the energy. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to make it. I'm going to get ahead. I'm just not going to stress and worry about all of this, okay? There's a difference between sticking your head in the sand and ignoring the problem, and then there is standing up and going, okay, well, I am going to address this problem, but I'm not going to let it stress me out. I'm not going to let it worry me, because I will sort it out one way or the other, okay? And that's the positive energy that I'm seeing in this mental health improvement, okay? I also think it's connected to making this change. I feel like once you make whatever this change is that we've been talking about, I feel like once you've done that, you're automatically going to feel really good. It's kind of like, for no reason, you're just going to be like, that was the right decision. I needed to do that. It's kind of like, again, this coming out of all this confusion and all of this worry and all of this anxiety. Just remember, you lose nothing by walking away from the wrong people. Okay, you may have invested a year, 10 years, fucking 50 years in a relationship. If it's the wrong relationship, regardless of how much you have invested in that relationship, you lose nothing by walking away. Sure, you may have put time, energy, money, everything into it, but walking away from that person stops that from happening again in the future. Okay, it helps you out. So just keep that in mind. And like I always say, I'm just going to move this a little bit because it's in frame. Like I always say, it's better to be alone than with the wrong person. And that goes with friends and family as well. Just remember, I'm not a believer that family, blood, no, I don't believe in that. If there are people, and there always are, people in your family that treat you like shit, that cause more problems, that create more problems than they solve, I'm a firm believer that blood doesn't mean much. If that person is not worthy to be in your life, then walk away from them. Okay, like I'll be completely honest. I disowned my own father. Well, if you want to call him that, the guy was pure evil, and not just to me, to everybody. And then yeah, so I disowned him. I walked away from him because he was the worst type of person there is. I changed my last name legally, so that yeah. Anyway. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, I'm not saying you have to disown your family, but sometimes it's fine to stand up and not take crap, okay? This card is a negative energy card. It is upside down, which is really great. This is what I'm saying. This is the end of negativity. Nobody's out to get you. This isn't the universe is coming after you, this one thing after another. What did I do wrong? There's none of that. It is just crap that is playing out, that needs to play out, and once it has, things are going to get good, okay? This is actually saying, again, no negative energy around you. There's nobody out to get you. You know, you're not cursed. You're not under a spell. And don't, like, as I say that, I'm not talking ridiculous. I mean, I am a witch, and part of my job, part of what I do is working with curses and things that go bump in the night and getting rid of those for customers, for clients. So I am a believer in that. So I'm not making fun of spells and curses and all of that, but I am saying that there is nothing out there. There's nothing getting you. There's no negative energy that's targeting you. Okay, so like I know a few people that are like, oh, it always comes in threes, but it's kept going. You're not being targeted. This isn't the universe coming after you. This is actually the universe teaching you a lesson in some way, preparing you, and it could simply be that you may be overwhelmed at the moment and the universe is teaching you to take a step back. We all get overwhelmed, but rather than getting swept up in that worry and that anxiety, take a step back and just be like, look, I understand, I'm going to address this problem, think of it logically and take the emotion out of it. That could be what the lesson is that's going on right now. Okay, now the last card is the Autumn Leaf card, and this is an ending card and it's upside down. This is actually saying without being around the bush, this is saying there are good times ahead. Okay, what I'm getting from this ending card being upside, not like there's no ending there, as in your life isn't over and done with. Okay, regardless of age, regardless of where you are in your life, a lot of people think that this is my life and that it's always going to be like this. This is saying no, there's adventure here, there's excitement, there's celebrations, there's a lot of new stuff coming for you. Okay, this year I feel like it's going to be a really good year, a very party related year, like rest, relaxation, money coming through. Like, this is really a good card that I'm picking up here right now for you. All right, guys, well, I'm going to leave it there. I did a bit longer this week because it's the first one back. Again, I hope you guys had a great holiday period and New Year's. I will be live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on TikTok. If you want a full reading, you can contact me through my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials. Really hope this helped. Until next week, guys, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the new year, 2024. I hope you had a great holiday period and great New Year's. Welcome back, and let's get straight into it. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Okay, so this is the winter card, this is the protection card, this is isolation, this is keeping to yourself, this is putting your walls up, okay? Now, look, I know that there is a need to do that. I can actually feel that a lot of people are like, oh, this year has started off crap, or there's so much going on. Just understand that everybody's feeling that at the moment. That's the energy that is out there, not just the universal energy, but the energy that we're all feeling. Coming to terms with after Christmas, the energy dropping. It's kind of like the adrenaline when you go through something and then you calm down and it drops. There's a lot of that energy dropping that's affecting a lot of people. There's a lot of bills that are coming through. There's a lot of money owing. It is just that time of period, at the moment. I want to say to you that it is always the darkest before the dawn, and that's what I'm getting here, okay? So this protection card is not saying that there's something that you need to worry about or protect yourself, okay? This is actually, I'm getting that you're drawing yourself in, keeping, basically hibernating and not getting out in the world. Look, a lot of this could do with not wanting to spend money. Money might be tight at the moment, so you're spending a lot more time at home cooking meals rather than going out for dinner or going out shopping or meeting up with friends. There's that. There's also the feeling of the emotional side, just not having the energy to be around a lot of people. I want to say to you that that is perfectly fine, okay? We all go through those periods where we need time to ourselves, and that's what I'm feeling like this is. Now, I feel like it's already in process. You've already been doing this. I do want to say to you that the time is coming, not to freak you out. This is a good thing. The time is coming where your energy is going to change and you want to get out there a little bit more, okay? So don't fight that. If you're starting to heal, which is what this period is about, getting your energy back, and you're starting to be like, oh, you know what, I might go to the shops, or I might go for a walk, or I might call a friend. Do it, okay? Don't fight that like, oh no, I'm not ready yet. If there's part of you that is feeling like reaching out to people or getting out, then follow that. And just make it a day thing or an hour thing. Get out for an hour and then come home and see how you feel, okay? Because the longer you hibernate and protect yourself, the harder it's going to be to get out of that. Right now, you're recharging your energy and you're getting all your energy back and you're starting to feel better. But if you leave it too long, it's going to turn into the opposite of almost like a phobia about getting out there and wanting to spend time inside your little cocoon, and that will lead to, well, we need to live our life. We need to get out there. Otherwise, you're not living your life, okay? So there is that balance, as in everything, up, down, good, evil, man, female. There is that balance, okay? So when you start to feel like, you know what? I feel like going for a walk, or I just want to walk around the block, or I just want to walk out the front door, or I want to call somebody and have a chat. Do it, okay? Even if you're not 100% convinced, follow that, because that's what's going to bring you out of this hibernation, because the universe and your own energy is saying you're ready, and you're going to be ready to take on the world. Okay. All right. So the first card is the wish card, the home card. It's upside down. So this is kind of like, forget the wish part of this. What I am getting is, it's just reiterating what I've just said, actually, about it is good to be in the home, but there is that balance. You can't lock yourself away and be in your home for too long, because then depression sinks in, and it's like, well, what's the point of going out? And you start going down that negative rabbit hole, okay? And that's not a good thing. That's why this home card is upside down. It's actually saying there, right now, get your energy back. It's kind of like taking a break. Imagine, okay, use this as a metaphor. You've gone to the gym, you've done a workout, now you're taking a break, okay? And you know, in between reps or whatever, I don't go to the gym, obviously, but you're taking a 5-minute break to get your energy back. And once you've got your energy back, you're going to jump back on the machines and do your workout or whatever. That's what this card is saying. Now, what this is warning about is, if you, after that 5 minutes, are like, oh, okay, I really, it's the gym. Oh, I don't want to work out, but I need to, so I'm going to go and work out. That's what you need to do. If it turns around that, oh no, I've taken this 5-minute break, I can't be bothered, I'm going to go home, and then you leave the gym and you stay at home and you don't go back to the gym, that's what this is kind of saying. You're going to go down this rabbit hole that is going to be bad for you. You need to stick to your guns. You need to be like, okay, my break's over, I've got my energy back, I'm going to get back out there and do the gym work or go to work or do whatever it is that you need to do. So again, make sure you find that balance, because everything in moderation. So even time out for yourself in moderation. Get your energy back. But once you have that energy back, once you're starting to feel like, oh, you know what, I need to get out there, follow that instinct, because that is your signpost. That is the flag that is saying that you need to get back out there, okay? Because look, if you spend all your time at home, you're not going to move anywhere in life. Things aren't going to be handed to you on a silver platter. Nobody's going to knock on the door with, it's that reality that you need to still get out there. Oh, excuse me. Okay, this is a question pathway card. So right now, I feel like it's like, you don't need to be asking the big questions right now about what am I going to do? What's this year going to hold? Where am I going to go? All those things. Right now, you need to get your energy back. That's what you need to focus on. Getting your energy back, feeling better, do whatever you need to do. Take as much time as you need to take. But once you're starting to get that energy back, that's when you need to get back into the swing of things, I guess. Going to work, paying bills, doing what you need to do. Now is not the time to be asking and focusing on big changes and big, do I quit my job and get something else? Like, I'm a very big supporter of having those thoughts and constantly asking yourself, but the universe right now is saying that's too much for you. It's going to be overwhelming, and that's going to make you retreat back into this little cave of yours. Okay, so right now it's not about the big things. Maybe it will be next week or the week after, but right now it's just about concentrating on getting your energy back and getting back into the swing of things, okay, with the new year. I know everybody's right now, because it's the beginning of the year, oh, what am I, this is the time where people are like, I should be making a huge change, or I should be doing this or that or whatever. No, you don't need to right now, okay? Right now you just need to recharge and get back out there. The rest will work itself out. See, this is the connection card, okay? So this is getting your energy back. This is being reconnected to your life and the people around you and getting back into the swing of it. This is kind of like feeling like yourself again, if that makes sense. This is connecting to everything around you. This is getting back into the swing of it. And that's what I'm saying. This is what you need to be doing right now. This is why you're recharging. You're in a learning process right now of trying to not let things get to you, which is perfect. Again, if there's money or romance issues or whatever, there's a time to stop and go, you know what, I'm sick of being overwhelmed by this. If it is bills, there are payment plans. There are ways of dealing with that. Again, money is just a number on a spreadsheet somewhere. Once you take that emotion out of it, you can logically get everything done. It's kind of like putting this bubble up, this shield of, I'm not going to let this get to me. And that's what I feel like that this is. You're clearing all of that out. This is a coping mechanism. This is something that is going to be with you for the rest of your life if you learn how to do it properly, which is, okay, I know that there's a problem. I'm going to address that and I'm going to move on. I'm not going to be overwhelmed by it. I'm not going to worry about it or stress about it, because honestly, as you know from the past, every time you worry and stress about something, it doesn't help the situation. It just makes you feel like crap. So enough's enough. That's what this is all about. Enough's enough. You're going to draw that line in the sand of, look, I know I've got bills to pay. I know I can barely afford to eat right now, but it will work itself out. And it will. And that's what this is saying. Getting back into the swing of it. Connection. Money coming in. Problems being sorted. It's all a very positive thing. Okay? Guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me on my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials. I will be live at 7 p.m. every Sunday night on TikTok. Until next week, guys, again, I really hope you had a great holiday period. Watch out for those signs of when you need to get out there a little bit more. And until next week, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Welcome to 2024. We're back. I hope you had a good holiday, good New Year's, and let's get into it. If you chose pile number 3, then this unfortunately is your reading. Okay, let's not get too carried away. This is the prosperity card, and it does normally talk about money. We could actually be talking about money right now, but what this is saying is you've overdone it. You're overdoing it, okay? It's time to pull yourself back a little bit. Look, I'll use Christmas as an example. I know people that have are totally wiped out financially because they bought every single person they know a present of some sort, whether it be something small like a box of chocolates or something more in depth, okay? And I'm talking about like everybody that they know, even if it's just by acquaintance. That is the metaphor for this card. You've overdone it. You're doing too much for other people. You've got to pull it back. Now, you guys, if you watch me on a regular basis, then you know that I try to confirm what good karma is. Yes, helping people out and doing for people and giving, all great things. Makes you a good person. Does not necessarily build good karma, because the number one rule is you need to look after yourself first. Don't hurt yourself, whether it be emotionally, financially, physically. That is like the number one rule. Okay, so it's kind of like you need to look after yourself first, and then with the excess, then you can help. So again, don't set yourself on fire to warm another person, because if you're doing yourself harm, the universe is like, well, I'm not helping you. You're hurting yourself. You're doing that to yourself. Wake up. It's 50-50 with the universe, okay? So it doesn't necessarily build good karma if you spend your last 5 cents buying somebody a present because that's a good thing to give. Great, fantastic. But if you're left with nothing, then you're hurting yourself, and that's not a good thing. Okay, so this is like you need to pull yourself back. You need to stop being involved in other people's problems right now. I don't mean that you're being nosy. I'm saying that you're trying to help and support other people, and you're not getting that back in return. Relationships are 50-50. Friends, family, romance, business, it needs to be 50-50. If you're putting in all this energy and getting nothing back in return, then you need to pull yourself back. And those people, like my lovely dear mother, that are like, oh no, I don't help people to get something in return. That's great, but you're missing the point. The point is, if you're doing something to help other people and it's hurting yourself, then that's not a good thing. Every relationship is supposed to be 50-50. So when you help a friend or talk to a friend and you help them out, great. But if next time when you have a problem and they don't want to help you, or they, come up with the excuses or whatever, then that's a bad friend. Straight off the bat, you're giving more than you're getting. It's not equal. It's not fair. It's not right. And that's what this is saying. You need to pull yourself back from overdoing it with people, okay? Yes, financially especially, but I am picking up that this is more about the emotional side, the putting yourself out there to help other people and being drained by their energy and not getting anything in return, not even a thanks. you know, if you're feeling drained by people, there's an issue there that you need to address, okay? And it is totally okay to be able to go, look, I can't handle this, you know, take a step back. Look, I'm sorry about your problem. You know, you've tried to help, but, you know, take a step back. There's only so much you can do. Remember that, okay? And don't feel guilt or feel like a bad person when you're like, you know, if somebody needs to borrow money and you literally can't afford to give it to them. It doesn't make you a good person to give that last of your money to I mean, it does make you a good person. It also makes you a little bit of an idiot, because now what are you going to do for money? And in the universe's eyes, it's not good karma, because it's like, well, now you've left yourself short. And it's kind of like, imagine the universe as your married partner, your husband or your wife. Now you've got no money and you expect me to help. That's kind of like the universe is like, yes, 50-50, okay? So you need to pull back. You need to reassess what you're doing, okay? Look, again, emotions. This is what I'm saying. It's not specifically money that I'm talking about, although money does come into it. But there's so much emotion. There's so much going on. You really need to pull yourself back, because I feel like you're just, regardless of what the problems are. Billy, stop it. Good girl. Sorry. Fur bubba. Regardless of what the problems are themselves, I feel like, okay, Tom next door has a problem and you're trying to work it out, and then Bridget, your sister, calls with a problem and you're trying to work that out, and then you're going to work and there's a problem there. Now, regardless of what those three problems are from those three different people, you're overwhelmed. This is what this is saying. You're overwhelmed just by the fact that Tom next door has a problem and your sister has a problem and there's a problem with somebody at work, a co-worker. Just knowing that there are three major problems that people are coming to you is overwhelming in itself. And that's where you need to pull yourself back. Okay, I'm not saying ignore these people, but like, okay, hear Tom out, really sorry, you know, great. But this is where it's kind of like, you need to work out where your emotions need to be. What I'm saying is, you're getting overwhelmed already just by those amount of problems without even getting into, you don't even know what the problems are yet, but it's kind of like, oh my god, everybody's got problems around me, and you're overwhelmed by that. This cat on this card is kind of like your spirit guide, your guide. This is going to help you work through the maze of emotions and work all of this out. Okay, so this is a time where you need to pull yourself back and go, especially when people have champagne problems, like, oh my god, my new house has a strange smell of fresh paint and I don't know how to get rid of it. Well, Tom next door, you know, cut up an onion, put it in there, it'll drag the smell of paint out of there, off you go. You know, like, don't invest your time with, oh, I'm so sorry, that must be so. No, that's not something that involves you, that you can really help with. Hear about it, move on. Okay, and then, well, Tom's got his own issue. Bridget might be calling up because, you know, she's got a hair emergency and needs to find a new hairdresser because she's got a party to go to. Well, Bridget, go and Google. Like, you know, there are ways of dealing with these problems without fully, okay, well, I'll go and research somebody, or I'll make a few calls and see if somebody can help. If you don't have the time and the energy for that, especially when Bridget, it's her problem, she should be doing that, then, you know, don't do it. Like, give her the suggestions and move on. Because this is what I'm saying. You can't keep getting dragged into everybody's problems. You're doing too much for them. Okay, so you need to pull back a little bit. But emotions, you are going to get through it. These emotions are mostly yours, okay? This is mostly needing to sort out, well, I'm not going to get stressed by the fact that Tom's house brand new house smells like fresh paint. Like, why should you be getting stressed and worried and dragged into that? That's a champagne problem. That's somebody else's problem. And there's nothing you can do in that situation. So support, great, move on. But this is what I'm saying. You've got to wade yourself through what are serious problems, what are not. How do you help? Do you actually get involved and like with Bridget, and start making phone calls to find a new salon in her area that can take her today? Or do you turn around and go, you know what, Bridget, this is what you need to do. Okay, I've helped, and you move on. There's a difference, and I'm hoping I'm explaining this right. Now, this card, Travel Upside Down, this is, to me, I feel like it's saying that you specifically don't need to make any changes in your life as far as I'm miserable, so I need to get a new job. Yeah, your job might not be the best, but that's not what this energy is at the moment. I'm miserable, so I should move, or I want a fresh start. And that's a total normal reaction. But this is saying that it's not you, it's actually the people around you. Okay, so what you do need to change is how much you're investing in people, both time and energy. You need to pull that back and worry about yourself. Once you start pulling that energy back and that worry and that focus back on your life, you're going to just automatically start feeling good and better. And it's like, well, I am in a blessed situation. Obviously our lives could always be better, but they could always be worse. And that's what I'm saying. I think that this to me, it feels like getting that clarity of things aren't as bad as they feel right now. I'm feeling that things are so terrible because of what's going on around me. Like, you have your own problems on top of this, which is what you need to be focusing on rather than focusing on everybody else's. Again, good karma is looking after yourself first and then helping. Okay, so look, if you've paid all your bills and you've got $100 left over and you don't really need to spend it, and somebody is desperate and has no food and asks to borrow that $100, fine, good, do that. That is good karma because you've looked after yourself first, and then the excess you've been able to help somebody else. If you can't afford food and that person asks to borrow $100, excuse me, lending them that money is hurting yourself. That's not good karma. Okay, makes you a good person. You've helped somebody else by sacrificing yourself, but at the end of the day, that's not what the universe wants us doing. Okay, you helping that person out with that $100 when you should be having it, you might actually be interfering with a lesson they're supposed to be learning. Maybe they're a chronic gambler or alcoholic, and they need to learn, well, you need to stop the drinking so you've got money for food. You've got to look at it as everybody's on their own individual spiritual journey. So you do need to pull back. The biggest thing here that you need to deal with is guilt and feeling like you're a bad person for saying no. That's bullshit. I'm straight out. I don't normally swear, but that's bullshit. You need to sort that out. You need to work out that it doesn't make you a good person if you're hurting yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, when you do that for those people, you never hear from them again. They don't pay you back, or they forget that you helped them out and how much you changed their lives. So why do it? Okay. The last card is the Sex card. It is upside down. Now, this is talking about passion. It is talking about something not working out perfectly the way you want it to. And look, this is only a small thing, but it's kind of like, look, I've got a plan to help this person, blah, 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 and it'll sort their problem out. Okay, like, let's go with Bridget and the hair thing. You actually do the work. You ring around, find a salon, blah, blah, blah. You call Bridget knowing that I've got the solution. Here you go. And Bridget's like, oh, no, I've been there before. I don't like them. And I can't get my hair done today. It has to be tomorrow. So all that hard work you've done has just been been thrown out, and you kind of like, all right, well, I'll ring them back and see if I can get it done for tomorrow. You know, it's kind of like you've done all that work to fix the problem, but then you kind of get not slapped in the face, but it's kind of like, well, it didn't work out perfectly. Or you ring and do all that, and Bridget's like, oh, it's all right, I managed to get in with my normal person tomorrow. And you're like, well, all right, whatever. It's kind of like that. So again, pull yourself back so you don't end up wasting that energy. Because again, this could be happening to teach you a lesson to pull back. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me via my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials. I will be live on TikTok Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Until next week, guys, I hope you have a great week, and blessed